What's good, people? Welcome to the channel. My name is Clint. I produce music for TV and film. That's what I specialize in. Shout out to everybody in the stream. If you don't know how to get your music in TV and film, you're going to learn today, because that's what we talk about. I don't need these yet. It's not time for music reviews. Shout out to everybody in the stream, man. Let me know where you guys are from. Let me know what you do. I want to see you in the chat. Today, I want to talk about 3 things every producer should avoid in sync licensing, and I'm excited about it because I see it all the time. So hopefully me talking about it will help a lot of people today. Comb my mustache, and it'll keep you from making a lot of mistakes that a lot of people make, man. You'd be surprised how the same we all are. Like, we all go through the same path, the same mistakes. And some of us go through it unnecessarily. So for those who have already walked the path, have already been through it, listen to the people that's already done it, so you don't have to, repeat the same mistakes. Like, make new mistakes. There's no reason for you to make the same mistakes over and over and over again. So let me see what we got in the building, man. We got Kadan in the look at this. Look how tiny. Why does this do this to me? Why does it? It's so tiny. I can't even resize it. They be playing me, man. They be playing. Now watch when we do the live music reviews, it's gonna be massive. Watch. So shout out. I can't even see it. All right, there we go. Shout out to oh, I can move this. Look at that. You learn something new every day. Kadan in the building. What's up, man? Roy Spearman in the building. Dallas music producer. I see you. Nathaniel Jacobs. What's good? BJ Isaac in the building. What's up? Good to see y'all, man. So yeah, we're definitely gonna dig into this. If you guys have questions, as always, make sure you drop them in the chat, and we'll definitely chop it up and have a conversation around it. This is just to spark some ideas and some conversation as we go on this journey of getting our music placed. Raleigh Durham, music producer. Boy Wonder, what's up? LA Miles, what's good? Everyday Runway. Clint, thanks for all the info. You should have been on Eric Campbell's live yesterday night. It was 4 hours. Daraj mentioned Shades. Yo, shout out to 4 hours. I can only imagine the amount of gems that was dropped in that joint. I was actually talking to Eric today, man. Shout out to Eric, my guy. Shout out to Daraj, my guy. Both killing it in the sync space. Yeah, I know y'all got a ton of game in that joint. 4 hours with Daraj and Eric, like that takes me back to the damn, what was it? Clubhouse Control Camp days. Man, it was so it was so many jewels. Like, if you showed up to that, every week, or like the times that they did it, and you didn't walk away taking some type of action, like you just don't want it. I'm sorry, because we were just giving all the game. So that was dope. Nothing less. What's up? Good to see you in the building. Shout out to the new people coming in the stream, man. Let me know where you guys are from, and let me know what you do. So let's dig into it, man. 3 things every producer should avoid in sync licensing. These are common reoccurring themes that I see when I'm talking to people on social media, when I'm coaching producers in TV placement mastery, the 12-week coaching program, and just general questions that I see, even in emails and stuff like that. So number 1, let's talk about number 1. Let's take a sip of tea. Let me slow down. Look at that, spilling tea on myself. Luckily, it's a moisture wickening workout shirt, so it's gonna dry up real quick. That joint is hot, yo. I ain't even have to put that in the thermal. I done burnt my tongue. I ain't tasting that for the rest of the cup. All right, so number 1, avoid talking yourself out of an opportunity. I see this a lot. And it's crazy because, like, I don't know if it's I don't know. I don't know if it's an introvert thing, if it's like because a lot of creators are like introverts. I'm an introvert. Sometimes we just get in our head, and it's like we get stuck in that joint sometimes. So, sometimes we'll just talk ourselves out of opportunity, like, I don't think this is good enough for the brief. I don't think I'm gonna submit it. I don't have enough tracks to submit. I think I should continue building up this catalog. I see this company is accepting submissions, but I don't know if my style of music is what they want. Like all of these things, all of these just things that you're just pulling yourself out the game, and nobody's even heard anything yet. Like you haven't sent the music. Let them tell you, number one, if your music's not good enough or if it's something they're not looking for. Like, of course, do your research, but like if after doing research, you're kind of unsure, then just submit it. Worst case. I've seen people like a lot of producers want the coveted brief, right? Like I want to see briefs. How do you get briefs? Some producers will get a brief from a company that they signed up with, and they get the brief, and then they wonder, like, is this legit? Like, or is this just something like, should I take it serious? And I'm like, that's a brief. It's a legit brief. It's time to work now. So, anytime, and this is another a common issue that kind of falls under avoid talking yourself out of an opportunity. A lot of producers make the mistake of thinking, just because a music library has like a ton of music, right? Say you go to a website. I'm mad because I still feel that burn on my tongue. So say you go to a music licensing company, publisher's website, you see a ton of music. Immediately, a lot of producers get overwhelmed. Like, yo, like that's a lot of competition. I'm competing with this, and there's gonna be some fire tracks on that joint. But then they talk themselves out, and they're like, how is my music gonna be seen amongst like all this music on here? Like, there's no way they're just gonna pick my one little track out of all these dope tracks and place it in a TV show. And that couldn't be further from the truth. Number one, I could show you a cue sheet. I wonder if I could pull it up on I might be able to pull it up on here, but I can show you a cue sheet of like literally like how much music is used on one episode of one show, just one. And it's like, it's crazy because you could easily talk yourself out of submitting something because you think, it's oversaturated or it's too much competition. But it's like, yo, you have a higher chance than you think, like real talk. So let me see if I can pull up a cue sheet and do like a screen share on here, man. So y'all can see. This is not, let me see. No, different browser. And it's so much music is used. And what you have to understand is you are not the only producer thinking that. So if you're thinking that, it's probably hundreds of other producers thinking the same thing. And guess what? They don't submit. So you just taking action and submitting is already putting you ahead of the competition because you took action. Most people don't take action. Then even the people who do submit, a lot of people just start off and just like, they're just guessing it. Like, just like I did when I got started, like I didn't understand, structure and optimizing tracks for TV and, the best way to reach out. I didn't understand any of that stuff, man. I was just blindly submitting, and that's probably why I kept hearing no all the time, until I figured that stuff out. But they be killing me with these capture pictures. Find all the pictures with a bike. Come on. So let's see. Cue sheets. Okay. Where's my screen share? Lamar Webster is in the building. What's up? All right, here we go. Let me make this bigger so you can see. All right, so I don't know. Let's see what the 5 guys a week cue sheet looks like. So this is you see all like where it says song title. These are like in the sequence or whatever, sequence number. I'm guessing that's what this stands for. It's just SEQ. I'm guessing that stands for sequence. But this number is pretty much a piece of music. So every time you see a number, that's like a new cue that was used on the TV show. So let's just scroll all the way down to the bottom. We're still scrolling. We're at 90 right now. Still scrolling. We're at 130. Still scrolling. We're at 180. Okay. 184 pieces of music used in this episode. And honestly, I'm curious to see what what got placed, because I don't think let me see if I can figure out. Okay, so I was the 140th piece of music used, and yeah, that was it. That was I only had one of those, like out of 100 and how many did I say? 184. So that just like goes to show you that there's like a lot of opportunities to get your music placed. Like that's one show, that's one episode. As you can see in the cue sheet list, I had placements in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 of those episodes. That's pretty much the whole season. Shout out to 5 guys a week. I don't even know what that is, but you know what I'm saying? So and that's one. That's on one. I don't know what channel it comes on, or let me see if it says. No, I don't know what channel it comes on or streaming service, but you know, you got all of these channels. You have all of these, you know, these streaming services, you know, regular TV, cable TV, all of this stuff, man, all of these opportunities to get your music played. So don't talk yourself out of it. Just submit it. Let them tell you no. If they don't like it, they'll let you know. But don't tell yourself no before even submitting it to the person who can actually make a decision to place your music. Because you could be missing out on an opportunity. You never know. There was another situation where, you know, someone passed on submitting to a company because it looked like they only represented a certain type of music. Well, then they circled back around, submitted anyway, and guess what? They ended up landing a licensing deal. So, you know, just submit it, man. Take a chance. You know, you have nothing to lose. You're already, you know, living out worst case scenario. So, yeah, let's go. BJ Isaac with a question. Do you think a degree in music is worth it? And do you think it will help me grow in the sync space? I definitely think it will. It will help you understand and communicate with various types of people that you may work with and collaborate with and come across in this space. I can't answer the question if it's worth it for you, because I don't know what is valuable to you or what you find value in. So I can't answer that for you. That's something only you can answer. But I feel like it can be helpful. Do I feel like it's necessary to get placements? No, absolutely not. Like there's tons of. I didn't go to music school. I went to The Ohio State University. Shout out to the Buckeyes. And my degree was in something so non-related. So no, like you don't have to. Can it help? Potentially. I think so. But yeah, that's my thoughts on it. Nathaniel Jacobs, do you think there will be a big change for the future of sync with the writers' strike? I think I think it's going to promote. Look at my mic. I think it's going to promote change, and it just all of a sudden decided to just do this. I think ultimately it will have an impact on streaming and how much we make in royalties on streaming from syncs. Because right now it's trash. Like, it's pennies. And it's mad vague. And like, again, I mean, we can like, it's vague. We can pull up. Let me see. Like, it just does not, there's no transparency for real. When it comes to the streams. Like, it says, at least with CSAC, I get the song number, I get the song title, share percentage, establishment venue, which, you know, it'll just say Amazon Prime, or it'll say, you know, Netflix, or, you know, Peacock or whatever. Or sometimes it doesn't say anything. It just says digital media. Like, I don't know what digital media. So it just says the song title, percentage, the service, and then royalty earnings 0.0068, 0.04 cents, 0.0013 cents. And they don't tell you, like, you know, well, how many, like, is this one use? Is this like multiple streams over a period of time? There's no type of transparency. Like, I have no idea what makes up that number. This one's 16 cents. That must have took off for streaming a whole 16. Oh no, this one's 31 cents. Wow. On Netflix. Looks like, I don't know, looks like Netflix. No, I got $4 on Peacock. And I only had I only owned half that song. So I don't know, man. You know, there's a lot of work that needs to be done as far as that's concerned. Do I think it's going to affect the work in sync? To an extent. I think it, you know, obviously you have advertisers, these networks, these channels, they make their money from advertisement. They need programming to be able to run ads. So, you know, they need people watching. So they're going to find a way to put content in front of audiences. So, you know, the content's not gonna stop. You're just not gonna see like the new stuff until they figure out what they're gonna do and come to an agreement with this, with this strike. So the things we're gonna continue to see: ads, like still seeing briefs for ads, still seeing briefs for shows. I just worked on, I just got like 3 briefs this week. No, I take that back, 4. So, you know, we're still getting briefs. We're still getting work. Sports stuff, you know, it hasn't really stopped. So yeah, I mean, you know, I don't think it's not going to kill sync or anything. Like, sync is always going to be around. I think it's just, you know, they're figuring it out. While they figure it out, you know, we're just working on the work that either has already been started as far as post-production is concerned, and stuff that, you know, that they may try and improvise some stuff, or just, this is going to be a bunch of reruns. And if you had your music on a lot of the shows that's been airing over the, you know, past years, then you'll probably see a boost in royalties from the rerun stuff. I'm weak. Michael Connor. Pause. LW always hating on the Buckeyes. Come on, LW. Her Netflix, we're gonna pay AI coders up to 900. Bro, like, that was a AI coder position, and that was one position. Like, it was gonna be a single AI coder with a salary of $900,000. That I think that, if I read that correctly, that's what I read. That's insane. But yeah, I think it'll be interesting to see how it all works out. So, all right, so that was number 1. Avoid talking yourself out of an opportunity. Number 2, avoid being overly attached to your music. I see this a lot too. We be sensitive about that music sometimes, but we have to, you got to detach yourself from it. Like, and in a way, like, because it can hold you back. Again, like if you sitting with that track and you just like, man, this is that one, and you like, I don't know if I want to go exclusive with it. I think I want to keep it non-exclusive so I can do this and that. And you get attached to it and you just end up not submitting it because you just, I don't know what you waiting on. It's just gonna sit on your computer for years, just like it's been doing. Just let it go. Let it go, fam. Let that track go. Let it work for you. This is the way I look at music, man. When I sit down and create, it's like a mini piece of real estate. I'm sitting here, I'm building this thing, and I'm building it so I can send it out there so it can work for me and make money for me. That's it. Now, there's sometimes obviously I'm enjoying making the music. I love making music. Don't get me wrong. It's not like this daunting task. But my perspective shifted when I got in the sync, because I realized it's an asset at the end of the day. Yeah, it's fun to make. It's creative. You add your own, style and personality to it. But at the end of the day, it's an asset. People pay for that asset. People rent it. They license it over and over and over again. I want to create an asset that can be licensed over and over and over again. I don't necessarily care who licenses it. You know what I'm saying? As long as it's getting licensed. That's all I care about. So don't get like super attached and overly sensitive with this music. Get you a workflow, get you a system, start cranking those things out. You're a producer. Like, you can literally create something for free, put it out there, get it in a licensing deal, and then it can start generating income for you for years. So yeah, Richard Cooper with the question: does it make sense now to have a public site for your sync side of business? Honestly, man, the only thing I feel like you need, and that is very helpful, is a service that allows you to share streamable and downloadable links to your music. Right now I'm using Disco. It does it well, and it's basically standard right now, industry standard. Like, everybody's on Disco in the sync space. It's just you can make different playlists, and y'all see me. I use Disco every night for the live music reviews. It's just simple. You can upload, have people send the link, have people upload to the inbox. Music supervisors use it. They say, hey, this is the brief, upload it here. We just drop it there. All the metadata and everything transfers over. It's a breeze. We love it. So as far as like having a website, I mean, you guys can go to my website, clintproductions.com. If you go to the website, like, it's not a lot on there. Like, it's not even music on there, really. Like, I have a little splash thing of some credits, and clients I've worked with and work with, and then I think I have a bio on there, and then there's some merch and stuff. But outside of that, I don't use it for sync. Like, my website has never been pivotal in me getting like my music placed. You know what I mean? My music has always been shared either through box.com or Disco. And it, depending on the company, sometimes SoundCloud. But I literally, like, there's only a couple companies that still using SoundCloud. I don't know why they still on that. So Reg, I'm gonna say Reg sounds. What's up? About to sign about to sign a second instrumental album to a library. They seem very active and successful. Should I stick with them or try to work with another library, trying to just build relationships? That's a great question. Let's talk about this before we go into the third point. The third thing every producer should avoid is sync licensing. So, companies working for you, that's always a great sign. If they're working for you, like, don't jump ship. But I think what he's asking is, should you like go out and find other licensing deals in addition to working with this company that's already seeing work? And my answer would be yes. Absolutely explore other opportunities, get other licensing deals. Last 4 students who went through my TV placement mastery program, all of them left the program after 12 weeks with at least 2 licensing deals. And they're still out there actively looking for more and waiting to hear back from some of the ones we submitted during the coaching program. So absolutely. And this is the reason why I say you should do that, because you don't know what could happen with any of these companies, to be honest with you. Like, some of them could be here today and gone tomorrow. Some of them will be around for a long time. Some of them may get bought out, and, you know, transitions happen and just stuff gets weird. So always have like multiple options and outlets for your music in case something like that happens, right? So if something happens with the company you're with now, boom, you already got like other relationships where like everything doesn't just stop for you, because you don't want that. So yeah, put some different eggs in some different baskets and nurture them, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, see which ones work best for you over time. And then you'll find yourself working with like a handful of companies that you rock with, that, you know, get, you know, multiple placements and stuff like that. So yeah, I absolutely advise that. And then you'll get an idea of the ones to kind of focus a little bit more on, like, you know, you'll get a feel for their process, you know, how it is sending them files and completing paperwork, like, you know, because there'll be some companies out there where you're just like, it's kind of a hassle. And then some will be a little bit easier. So yeah, good question, man. Dave in the building. What's up, Dave from 52 Qs? Shout out to Dave, man. I got a chance to hang out with him and his students. Phenomenal music, phenomenal group of people. We had fun. So shout out to Dave, man. Good to see you in the building. Make sure y'all follow him as well. LW Lamar just messing with Clint. She always messing with me, man. Trying to throw shade on my Buckeyes. when her team is Northwestern or something like that. Come on, man. So yeah. All right, let me see. What other questions do we have before we get into this third point? I've been doing some laps to keep up with you in case you gone running in the review show. I don't know if that was meant for me or not. I don't understand it. I was about to say, oh yeah, yep. Can you incorporate manipulated samples to your production for pitching, or does your production also do? My answer is always just sample free. I just like to avoid the headaches. I'll use one shots and stuff like that to program drums. But I personally, unless the brief literally says like it's use some vocal chops, you know, and then just show us an agreement that is royalty free or something like that. That's the only time I'll start throwing in like samples and stuff like that. Cause I just rather not rock the boat. No doubt, man. No doubt. Appreciate you as well. Monroe, Michigan, close enough to go with either side. Monroe, Michigan. I'm saying y'all talking about the home, the old stumping grounds, Ohio and Michigan. What's up, Dariano? Welcome to the stream. My school is not having a good time right now. We know. So Patty, how are you running already? Patty, we ain't even started reviewing music yet. You running already. So yeah, you know the Jamaican pronunciation of gun. Oh, okay. So it was some Jamaican going on. I didn't even know. That's crazy. All right, so let's dig into this third thing every producer should avoid in sync licensing. I want you to avoid submit and stop syndrome. That's what I just named it. That is submit and stop syndrome. Type in the chat. I want to see what y'all think that is. What do you think stop or submit and stop syndrome is? I want to see what y'all, how y'all interpret this. This should be interesting. Drop it in the chat on the YouTube. Drop in the chat what you think submit and stop syndrome is. My tea cooled down. I'm excited about that. I only use royalty free stuff. Man, the trick with that though, man, like now I've seen publishers literally saying if you use, even if it's royalty free, they're like, yo, we need to see paperwork. Like they will make you provide paperwork proving that it's royalty free and you have the right to use it in TV and film, and they want you to like switch that joint all the way up. So yeah. So Red Sound says stop producing new tunes. He says submit and stop syndrome means stop producing new tunes. That's good. That's good. Everyday Runway says submit to one place and wait versus keep creating and submitting to others. LA Miles says sending beats out and forget to repeat. Patty P says submit and stop syndrome. Submit and move on to the next song. No clue. No clue. Waiting for the money to roll in. You made it, baby. Submitting a few tracks and then waiting on those to get placed while no longer making and submitting tracks. Submit and stop. Submitting and waiting for the placement. Stop submitting to new libraries. Yeah, exactly. Like all of y'all pretty much nailed it. Waiting for feedback instead of consistent submissions. That's it. It's literally like submitting and waiting to see if something happens first. And that's like the biggest mistake that a lot of producers make, man. Like they submit and they don't submit like 50 tracks. They submit like 2 and then they sit back and they like about to get into this sync, about to get these placements. It's like, bruh, fam, sis, you submitted 2.5 tracks and you think you're going to gain traction with those 2.5 tracks that probably wasn't even structured right to begin with because you just started learning about this and you didn't get the Road to 10 Placements course. So you don't really know how to structure your music for TV. So you just getting started. You submitted 2.3 tracks. I went down to 2.3. And nothing's going to happen. Or if something does happen, it'll be like years down the road, and then, you know, you either check in TuneSat or you get that random, you know, 57-cent royalty check, and you're like, oh shoot, like something got placed. And all these years have just gone by, and you stopped submitting, you stopped creating because you were just sitting and waiting. You was just like, I did some work, let me see if it works first. That mentality, you will not make it in sync. Like if you have the let me see if it works, let me see if it's not a scam first mentality, like it's not gonna work for you. Like you just not gonna work. You're gonna give up and you're gonna tell other people, oh, like sync, it ain't no money in sync, you know, it's a scam. Everything's a scam in 2023. So, you know, that is what you don't want to do. Instead, you should submit and forget, create, and then submit again. Rinse and repeat. You have to constantly create. So as you're seeing briefs come in, if you're not seeing briefs come in, just make it a habit. Yo, create a few tracks and submit them. You know what I mean? Touch base with the publishers. Stay in communication with them. Hey, is there anything you need right now? You know, stay top of mind and stay creating and submitting, because like what happens is you put your head down and you're focused on create more and submitting it. You're not really concerned about whether or not it gets placed or not. It's just like, you know, it'll happen in time, whatever. If they're accepting it and they're signing it, you're on the right track. Like they're not going to sign anything that's trash that they don't think they can use, because the publishers got to get paid too. Like they're trying to make money. They're in business. So, you know, if you stay consistent in doing that, when things do take off, usually they'll start to snowball faster for you because you got multiple things out there that's in circulation. Sometimes multiple tracks end up in the same playlist that's sent to clients. So you'll end up easily with like multiple placements across, just like what happened on the show I just showed y'all, 5 Guys a Week. That multiple episodes, different tracks. I think most of the track the pulling my strings, that was done on an orchestral hip hop album. So they probably sent the whole album, which had multiple tracks that I produced on there. So, you give yourself a better chance of gaining traction faster when you submit more and on a consistent basis versus submitting a few, seeing if it works first and then continuing after you see it works. It doesn't really work that way in sync. And that's when a lot of people fall off, because they don't think it's working. Like, I tried it and it didn't work. And my question is, anytime I get that, and I get that, all the time, like the first question I ask is, okay, how many companies did you reach out to, and how much music did you submit? Most times it's only a few companies, and they're just like, I reached out to them, they ain't hit back. And then it's only a few tracks, and that's what happens. And then, you get frustrated. So I want y'all to have realistic expectations. I don't want you to get into this thing and it's like some get quick rich scheme or whatever. It takes time. You have to build. You have to put in a lot of work up front first before you see any results, before you even know it's working. Like, I think that's the hardest thing. Like, you literally have to go hard, go all in before you even know if going all in is paying off. It's crazy, but that's just how it is, man. It just takes time. Opposite of create, forget, repeat. Exactly. So yeah, man, 2.5 tracks. It's crazy. No shame in that plug. Everybody caught the Roll to 10 Placements plug, right? Roll to 10 Placements gang in the house. I see y'all. Roy Spearman, Michael Connor. I see y'all. What's your take on hooking up a 32-inch 4K TV to a Mac studio versus hooking up to a computer monitor? Oh, man, we about to get techie now. Let's go. So I prefer the computer monitor versus a TV. I used to use a TV like years ago. It was just so massive, like, because it didn't give me space. So on a computer monitor, you can change like the resolution so that the windows and text and stuff is smaller, so you actually have more space for your apps and windows and stuff. If I hook this up to a TV, I'm just gonna have it's just gonna be a massive window of logic. Like, I'm not gonna be able to fit like a ton of things on there like I would a computer monitor, because unless you have some special TV that just allows you to change settings like that, and that, I don't know, that may be out. But last time I hooked my computer up to a TV, it was just really, really big. That's all it really did. And I was just like, yo, this is really large, and I think I want to go back to a regular computer monitor. So that's my thoughts. I recommend a computer monitor. That's something that gets me. I think the music I've already signed might be trash, but it already got signed by people who thought they could make money off me. So I guess I'm right. Yeah, you're on the right track. They signed it like that. They signed it for a reason. So you just let it sit there, let it marinate, create more stuff. You may have music that's newer that gets placed before some of the old stuff. Then you'll just randomly have that old stuff just start popping and take off, and it's on like several different shows and replays and all types of stuff, man. It's just crazy. So you're like, think of it as just planting all these little seeds out there. You're just tossing seeds, toss them out, and then eventually they grow, and some of them start growing simultaneously. So when you reach out, is it with a link to music or actual music files? When I first reach out, Rachel, I just ask if they're accepting submissions first. And then if they say yes, it depends on what their submission protocol is. But if they just say, yeah, share some music with us, then that's when I'll send a streaming link. I never like attach actual music files to an email. Only time I've done that is like if I'm sending like some MP3s, like, hey, to a coordinator, and they just want to hear them before we finalize everything. That's the only time I'll do that. But yeah, that's how I do it. Patty P finally got my computer. Looking forward to finishing the course. Let's go. Patty P, team dope in the building, and team road to 10 placements. Super dope. Congrats on the new Mac Studio gang out here. I've been getting a lot of questions about that. I think there's a lot of people getting these studios. But in case anyone else is wondering, yes, the Mac Studio performs excellent. It'll do everything you needed to do. Unless you're doing, listen, if the Mac Studio can't do what you needed to do, then you doing extra special stuff anyway. So you just, you're special. I think you can change the settings and system preferences to adjust to the enlarged real estate. Yeah, some of these new ones you may be able to. I know the one I had. Listen, the TV I was using, for one, it was free because I had points on one of my credit cards. I used the points to get the free TV. It was a free TV. It wasn't super fancy. It still works to this day. It's in our guest bedroom actually. That TV has lasted forever. It has stood the test of time, that TV. That's hilarious. I still own the TV. I used to hook that up to it was like a late 2008 MacBook Pro, to tell you how old that TV is. So yeah. Everyday Runway. Clint, how did you decide to sign up with CSAC versus BMI or ASCAP? Are they really big in Georgia, or what reasons led you to select them over the other two? Thanks. No doubt. So I was with BMI first because CSAC is invite only. So I was with BMI. BMI was cool, but when I moved to Atlanta, I knew a lot of people at the CSAC office because I used to go there all the time for events they had. I had friends that were, registered with CSAC, and then, I ended up getting invited to join. So I did. But, for me, it was just the fact that, I can go to the office anytime during that time. I can't now because the office isn't here in Atlanta anymore, but I just go talk to somebody. They had a little project studio set up in there. You can go get ideas out. Workshops, always educating and supporting, the creators. And it was a dope environment. So that's what kind of sold me over. I went to the BMI office, no shade to BMI, but I walked in that joint. It was just like, what are you doing here? You're not, no one comes in here. So I don't know. It's probably different now. But that was my experience. And then when I went in, it was kind of weird because I think they were she told me it wasn't a whole lot of events that happened here. And I guess most of the stuff was in LA and New York. So I don't know. I don't even know if BMI's office is still here or not. If anyone knows, let us know. So just to recap, and then we can get into some other questions. 3 things every producer should avoid in sync licensing. Number 1, avoid talking yourself out of an opportunity. Avoid being overly attached to your music, and avoid submit and stop syndrome. Those are the 3 things. Those 3 things hold most producers back. So I don't want them to hold you back. So hopefully those were helpful. Drop some fire emojis if those helped you. So let me go through, see if we got some other questions. New toys are so cool and shiny. And of course, the increased productivity is a huge gain. Facts. Nothing's more frustrated than pulling up some sounds and It's just taking forever to load. Since we're on Tech Talk, pretty sure I saw an SSL2 Plus in your setup. Do you find it finicky, like the phantom power and line in button sometimes cause some nasty static? I haven't noticed anything. I've heard someone mention some a little bit of noise when you know, depending on where your volume is. But I'm using it right now. I don't know, like, you guys tell me, like, if you hear any buzzing. I know I got some music playing. Let me turn the music off. So let me know if you hear any like random buzzing or hissing. I know I've had issues before, but I think I was testing a different interface. It was really annoying. But no, I haven't had any issues with it. You know, everything sounds good. You know, anytime I'm recording vocals or bass or anything like that, sounds good. It sounds good. So I think it's just, you know, definitely being careful where you know, with where that gain is. But yeah, it's been good. ASCAP seemed to be behind on registering cue sheets. Man, yeah, I've heard stories. I have heard stories from other fellow composers about like, yo, this show aired years ago. Probably not years. I exaggerate a lot. I'm real sarcastic, but you know, yeah, like I've heard it was like, yo, we still haven't seen cue sheets from some stuff. So I don't know. I don't know how much of that is ASCAP and how much of that is, you know, the crew from, you know, the shows and stuff. So yeah. I think the computer monitor is 27-inch. Thank you, shiny and new. Feels like it's super dope. I love it. All right, I'm seeing fire emojis. Dope. Ali, what's good? Do you recommend to submit to several music libraries at the same time or one by one? Wait 2 weeks. Oh man, listen. I hit them up. I hit them all up at once, 3 to 5 every day for 30 days. That's what I did to get started. Cause you know, I don't like waiting because the way I see it is I don't know if they're going to respond or not. And, you know, a lot of my students will tell you, like, we go through submitting to companies for like 4 weeks straight. And the majority of the companies that they've reached out to didn't respond yet by the end of the 4 weeks of that, you know, that presentation phase. So, you know, I don't like to wait because I'm trying to hurry up. Two things. I'm trying to hurry up and get through the no's. I'm trying to hurry up and gather as much feedback on my music as possible. And I'm trying to hurry up and get to the yes. The more companies you reach out to, the faster you can get to the yes, the faster you can get to a licensing deal, the faster you can get TV placements. That's why in TV placement mastery, everything is accelerated and we don't play and we go. Because that's another, it's, you know, you just you're slowing down your progress by taking your time and spreading it out like that. Because, you know, if you're using email, listen, it's an email. They're going to open it when they feel like it. They're going to open it when the time is right for them. You know what I mean? So if they're busy, fine. The emails is going to be waiting on you when you get unbusy. You know what I mean? So you can never be in the wrong reaching out, just asking if they're accepting submissions. You know, once it's convenient, it don't matter. If it's on a Saturday, Sunday, if it's in the middle of the night, they're going to open the email when they open the email. So you don't have to worry about any of that. That's why I love email. You know, there's no pressure, you know, it's convenient for both parties. You can submit it when you want to submit it. Or send the email when you want to send the email, and then they're going to open it when they want to open it. So yeah. Yeah. LW, this cam quality is excellent. I can even see the stream. Stop. I can see the stream off of Clint's glasses. It's hilarious. Yeah, we in 4K. Y'all know how we get down with these Sony cameras. We love high quality on this channel. I'm debating on switching myself. Yo, speaking of, shout out to the channel members, Team Dope. I don't know if y'all seen the video that I posted in the members only section. Go back and check that. It's like 30 minutes too. So the video is about a brief that I got yesterday, and I'm walking you through me literally like up at 4 a.m. like trying to get music together for this brief. And I'm walking you through like the submission process, the whole thing, the brief. So go and watch that video for members of the YouTube channel, Team Dope, and Team Super Dope. It's there. And I have a part 2 because that situation just, it started moving fast. So I got a part 2 that I didn't even get a chance to upload yet. So I may upload that. It'll probably be up on the channel tomorrow, but you can watch the first part tonight, or whenever you want. And then we'll get part 2 up tonight. So yeah, a lot of just like it's pretty, I think it'll be insightful. I had to create stems and everything. Like I just recorded the whole thing. It was 4 a.m. Like I was just like, I'm not about to, y'all just about to see it all. So thank you, LW. Glad you like the camera quality. Appreciate the time and everyone. Always a good time. Best of luck to all. Appreciate that. Indeed. Your camera is the streaming goat. So fresh and so clean. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. But everyone is making it seem very complicated to switch pros. Dude, the pros make it complicated to switch pros. That's the thing. Dude, let me tell y'all like what I had to go through to switch from BMI to CSAC. And I didn't even move all of my catalog because it was a headache. So I'm talking to CSAC. We're talking about, making the switch. So they're like, this is what you need from BMI. So I was like, okay, cool. I hit up BMI. I'm like, hey, this is what's going down. This is what's about to happen. So I talked to BMI. They're like, okay, great. Well, unfortunately, you're not in your window. There's this magical window apparently in PRO world where you have to be in this window to change affiliation. It may be in the agreement that we sign and don't read, So there's a window. If you're not in that window, you have to wait until that window rolls around. If you miss the window, sometimes you miss it and you have to wait for it to come back around depending on the PRO. So I don't know if it's the same, but there's a window that you have to be mindful of. So if you ever think about switching PROs, like reach out to your PRO and ask them about that. Like, can I just up and go, or like, is there a certain time period I have to do it? Give you notice, blah, blah, blah. What do you need? And then, and then we did some, I think it was like some letter of direction stuff. I don't know. It was a bunch of stuff. And I was with a publisher. I was tied in a publishing deal at the time, and it was just like, it just all got weird. But once, I was in that window, this invisible window, I was able to switch. So that kind of made it, a little crazy. Yeah, that kind of made it crazy. So now, like, I don't know. If I ever switched PROs again, what would I do, man? I wonder. I would talk to my pro, and I'd be like, "Can I just keep this stuff over here? Because I really don't want to go through, whatever I have to go through to change this entire catalog and all that stuff." So I would see if like I could keep what I have now where it is, and then just for the new stuff I submit, like just start sending my my updated PRO information. But and then if I do that though, then you got to like reach out to like all the publishers and like, hey, by the way, updated my my PRO information. Here's a headache for everybody. Here you go. So I don't know. That man, that sounds like a headache. To be honest with you, I think I'm gonna just stick here, for a little bit with CSAC. Is the conference virtual? I didn't see a location on the site. She will for will. The conference he's referring to is Shades of Sync. It's a sync conference. Me and my guy Jay Will are putting together along with the community. So if you haven't joined the community, go to my profile on Instagram. We have a broadcast channel. Hop in that broadcast channel so when we ask you and do a poll and ask for your input and stuff, you can give your input and be involved. So it's 100% virtual right now, but I'm gonna let y'all in on a secret. Don't tell nobody. If you guys want this to be a hybrid event, meaning it's going to be virtual no matter what. We want everybody from all over to be able to access this game. Like, oh my gosh. Me and Josh were talking about the lineup and the schedule earlier this week or the weekend or last week. Bananas. I'm just saying, like, you don't want to miss it. But if you guys want it to be hybrid where there's the virtual and we link up in person and see like faces in real life and shake hands for real, we want that. We definitely want that. And I think it'd be dope just because, I don't know, man, like it's a different experience when you're live and we're able to meet people and talk to people and, you know, just kick it. So if you all want us to turn this into a hybrid event, Shades of Sync here in Atlanta, you can do so by showing your demand. If we see the demand, we're going to do it. The way you show your demand is grabbing your early bird ticket. Right now, we have the price low at the early bird price. So if we see demand in the early bird ticket sales and we're like, yo, people are serious, like they ready, we will do everything in our power to turn this into a hybrid event and do it here in Atlanta and online so you can be there. So if you want that to happen, place your vote by getting your early bird ticket. And I'm going to tell you what comes with this early bird ticket. And then we got to go because people are probably lining up for the live music reviews. Your early bird ticket is going to come with some bonuses that me and Jay will put together. The bonuses alone is like, it's worth more than the ticket price. It's crazy. I don't know why we did it, to be honest with you. I don't know what we were thinking. Nah, what we were thinking, we were just like, yo, let's just give them everything. Let's just give them all the value because we genuinely want to help. We want to see you win. That's why we're putting this together, because the reason why there is a lack of representation and a lack of diversity is honestly because of lack of education. A lot of people don't know, you know, so we're trying to change that. So if you want to see it go hybrid, go to shadesofsync.com. Grab your early bird ticket ASAP because there's only going to be early bird price for a limited time. Then the price is going to go up. So, you know, the longer you wait, you buy a plane ticket. If you buy it today, it's going to be cheaper than if you buy it 2-3 weeks from now. So the same works for everything else. Gas is probably going to be more expensive 2 weeks from now. So save some money, get the early bird ticket and get those bonuses for getting the early bird ticket. And then if we see that demand, we're going to turn this joint into a hybrid joint. But keep that between me and y'all. So that's it, man. Appreciate y'all coming through. We are about to do live music reviews on YouTube. So stick around on the channel. I'm going to be back. I'm going to go use the restroom because I've been drinking tea. And, yeah, I got to let that go. So we're going to be back, man. We're going to see if your music is ready for TV and film. We're going to critique it. And it's going to be fun. I see Flares in the building. Flares, that dude, my goodness. So, yeah, come back to the live music reviews. And I'm out. Peace.